a lack in between. So we are basically focused on our past, which is important. But when we say that we are focused on our past, we preach our past, we preach the values, but in practice, we don't actually practice them. So it's like, what is value system? Value system is basically to educate the society to be humans, to be good to others, to be respectful for the rights of others, for liberty of others, so that we can coexist. And that is what is our value system. I feel we need to present the value system in new brand, in new language, so that even the generation next understands and embraces the value system. See, if tomorrow I tell somebody in a conversation about the Rishi Muni tradition of India, and if I don't go into deep, then they feel that this is something age old and has nothing to do with it. But if I tell somebody about yoga, it creates huge interest. Now what is yoga? Yoga is Indian tradition, and that tradition is accepted by entire globe, entire world. So I think that we must know how to communicate. And once we start communicating our values in the language which generation next understand, I think this conflict will go.
We will open the house to questions. Jesse from the United States will ask a question. He's also a Satya Sai Baba devotee and lives in Puttaparthi. So India is his land too.
Absolutely. Dear Chief Minister, thank you. I just want to share that I led a workshop that I usually lead with men, with these wonderful goddesses. And in 15 minutes, they created a feminine-dominated society in which they immediately started hugging each other, forming a circle, dancing, laughing, and you did a wonderful job. What I wanted to ask you, sir, is you talked about the entrepreneurial programs in your state, and some of the women are very interested in these entrepreneurial opportunities. And I was wondering if you have, like in the United States, we have financial incentives for women. And I was just wondering if you could speak on your state, whether you have those kinds of opportunities specifically for women.
Just to paraphrase your question, so you mean for women who want to enter the domain of entrepreneurship in the state of Maharashtra, are there any kind of financial assistance?
Yes, incentives. Yeah.
Okay, incentives. Yeah. Okay.
See, there are two things which we have been doing. One is we are encouraging women to have self-help groups, and now those self-help groups have become the centers of small-scale industries. They are producing things, and we are trying to give them places to market their things. So this self-help group, this process has engaged a lot of women. Now we have started giving them skills. We have started teaching them branding, packaging, and in this budget, now we are creating malls which would only give places to women self-help groups to sell their products, which have been created by them. At the same time, we have started certain venture capital funds which could also help the women entrepreneurs to have our contributions into their equities. Now we are focusing more on innovations and startups, where also we feel that we would try to engage women more.
Yes, Amukta Jain. She's the past president of the FICCI Ladies Organization.
Thank you so much for such a Can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you so much for such a scintillating and heart-to-heart conversation with you. You're a great inspiration for all of us. And I would like to ask you that your car has been often seen standing at the red light, nobody letting you go before the others, no convoy before you. The same thing is seen at the airports. Are you trying to stop this VVIP culture and this disruption of the entire society caused by that?
See, one thing is that I really don't believe in VVIP culture. I feel that, there have been certain cultures created because at certain point of time they were needed, but they are no more needed. It's like wherever I used to go, there's a system which has been started by the British people, that wherever the chief minister goes, you get a salute and those all policemen standing for you for hours together. I said, why this is required? It is not required anymore because Britishers wanted to show their might. That they wanted to show that they are superior because they wanted to rule the country. So it was right for them to start at that time. But now it's a free country. Why do at every place I need people to give me salute? So I said it's not required. It's wastage of my manpower. So I said in my state nobody will get this treatment. I've done away with it. At the same time, this system of convoy and all these traffic disruptions, you require it at some time, because ultimately when you are head of the state, you are required to perform and your time is precious. So at times to reach certain places on time, you require it. But every day you don't require it. Also, at certain times there are security concerns. So those who are vulnerable should be provided security, should be also protected on the signals. But every time you don't need it, everybody doesn't need it. So I said, do my security audit, provide me security which is required, don't provide me extra security. So when I was given Z+ security, I said, I don't require it, why are you giving it to me? But I was told that, not as Devendra Fadnavis, but as Chief Minister of Maharashtra, you have an actual threat. So we want to give you Z+ security. I said, okay, if you are giving me Z+ security, that's fine. But in Z+ security, why do you need such a long convoy? 10-15 vehicles. So I've cut it down to 5. I want to cut it down more, but the police is not agreeing to it. So I said, not every day that I am in a hurry or I have a security threat. So I said, on all normal days, my convoy would stop at every signal like any other fellow citizen. It's only when there is a need that I have to reach somewhere and it's an emergency, then only I would use this system of breaking the lights and clearing the traffic. So I feel it's not about VVIP culture, it's about a mindset. Till I became Chief Minister, I did not take a security. Even when I was President of Bharatiya Janata Party, Maharashtra, I did not take security. Because if you require security, you must take it. But just as a symbol. If you take security, I have seen there are many times that these poor security guards are carrying the suitcases of the leaders. If you require a security guard to carry your suitcase, if tomorrow somebody attacks you and he is carrying your suitcase, how will he protect you? So it's just as a status symbol, you don't require it. So I feel that this mindset needs to be changed. What is required should be done. Everything is not questionable. If somebody tomorrow questions, why do you need to stop the traffic for the Prime Minister? It's required. Prime Minister is such huge threat. So it's required. Ultimately, it's symbol of our country. But not for every other person that you require this. So whatever is required should be done. Whatever is not required should be done away with.
Young lady here, a young entrepreneur from Delhi, Mansi Mahajan. She deals in real estate and is a yoga expert. Please, your question.
Good morning, sir. It's been remarkable to hear you speak, so very inspiring. And thank you for this opportunity to access you today. What I wanted to ask was that although Maharashtra has, has been the economic sort of epicenter of the country and the financial capital, but over the past 2 decades, there's been a bit of a decline in the economic prowess of the state. So there's a mammoth task ahead of you. So if you could just throw some light on how you were thinking of managing that.
I think we are bringing things back on track. So already, as I got told, by ease in doing business, we are attracting huge investments. Now we are promoting Mumbai as a international financial services center. And I feel that Mumbai has all the capacity to attract all the global fund managers. Because Mumbai is one place which coincides at certain point of time with entire global financial markets. So that advantage of time zone can be leveraged upon. So I've already started creating a framework where we would build few iconic buildings and we will attract through, I'm grateful to the union government on my request. Now they have actually changed the tax system. Earlier, a fund manager who used to manage funds from India, even those funds which he managed abroad, not in India. Since he was operating from India, he was taxed. So I said that no fund manager would come to India if you are taxing him for the fund which he manages abroad. And that has been accepted by this government. And in this budget, they have actually removed that provision. So a fund manager who operates from Mumbai, let's say, for only his operations in the country, he would be taxed. Outside country, he would not be taxed. There are certain other small issues of arbitrations and laws which we have started working on. So I feel that soon, if we create a proper framework, all the global fund managers who have either moved to London or to Singapore or to Dubai would come back to Mumbai, and that would give great importance not only to Mumbai but also to our country. So there are a series of reforms which we have taken up, and I feel that by next year's economic survey of India is tabled, Maharashtra would be number one.
Wonderful. It's great to have you, Taruna Umar. She's an entrepreneur in the media and animation industry, and she has done actually very path-breaking work. Taruna, you want to just tell what you've done and before you ask your question to the Honorable CM?
Yeah, it's been an enriching experience listening to you, sir. We make political cartoons, and I don't know if you've been seeing them. We make these So Sorry series that comes on Aaj Tak and headlines today.
That's great. Fortunately, I am not featured as of now. So it's great to watch.
I'm happy to know you. I mean, it's nice to know that young leaders like yourselves, you have a great sense of humor and you're appreciate that because we haven't seen that in the past in our politicians. Well, I mean, it's pretty inspiring to see a leader like yourself, as young as you. What made you, decide upon politics as a career?
In fact, I can say that it was an accident. Basically, I always wanted to practice as a lawyer and wanted to practice legal profession. But in fact, I have background of being a RSS worker, and while working for RSS, one day few of my seniors, they wanted me to start working for BJP. So at the age of 18, actually I started working for BJP. And while I was just 21 years, in fact, I did not even complete 21 years of age. And one day, since the corporation elections were there, one of my seniors said, called me and he said, we want you to contest election. So I said, okay, but I went back and I realized that I have not even completed 21, so I cannot actually fight the election. But thanks to Prime Minister Narsi Rao, he actually amended the constitution and had 74th amendment. So by 74th amendment, the election was delayed by 6 months. And I completed so I completed my age. So while I was in the final year of graduation, I got elected as corporator. And the journey began. Till date, I have never looked back.
I'll come to all of you. I know there are many questions. Probably we'll have to leave some for another time.
Kiran ji is here, so now
yes.
one more interesting session is here.
I want to take a question from Shweta Rena. Shweta Rena is from Mumbai. She studied at Harvard, and she was our youngest speaker on, in all our panels. The youngest speaker. She represents the Generation Z here, and she's doing a very interesting work. She's working with colleges to help graduates become work ready, so that they know their self and they have communication skills, like you were saying, and a whole range of other skills. Shweta, your question.
Thank you so much, Harbeen, for that kind introduction, and I really appreciate all your comments today. I think you're a real icon for young entrepreneurs in India. My question is more around how young entrepreneurs like me, not women or men, but just young entrepreneurs, can work more closely with the Maharashtra government, and how the Maharashtra government can support us in our initiatives. I think young people today want to scale. The numbers are 200 million graduates by 2020. And we cannot do this alone. We will need to work with the government because the majority of colleges in India are still state funded or supported. So how can